going live on YouTube. Oh, you mean on like, or I'm just gonna unmute you. You wanna, can I mute you, or do you rather just talk through chat, Ayan? Okay. Ayan, allowed to talk. Or what were you saying, Ayan?
Wait, how many more sessions of this are there?
Oh, so we're gonna do one every Saturday in Ramadan, and then I
Okay.
think, yeah. So basically until like the end of Ramadan, and then we're gonna have like the videos, like the recorded videos that we have usually like every Monday.
Okay.
And then after Ramadan, I'm not sure what we're gonna do, but the plan is currently just for Ramadan, inshallah.
And Alan, yeah, you can, so for everyone here, if you look on the bottom of your screen, there's a Q&A box. So you can do one of two things. You can either use the Q&A box and put in your question, and then we answer those at the end of the lecture. Or if you want, you can just raise your hand like we were in the beginning. So you can just raise your hand if you want to ask the question right away, and then we can just let you ask that. So yeah, if you guys, please, like, if you guys have questions, definitely ask them, inshallah. We're going to be talking about the importance of Ramadan, not the importance of Ramadan, but like the opportunities in Ramadan, and why we should really take advantage of this month. So it's going to be good, inshallah. And yeah, if you guys have questions about it while we're going on in it, just, yeah, put them in the Q&A, or you can raise your hand. But yeah.
Do you have the giveaway set up, like do you have the link, Maz?
I'm gonna set that up now.
Okay.
We can go ahead and.
For those of you who aren't aware, we're also doing a giveaway at the end of the halaqah, so make sure that you stay tuned. I think this week is like $15 each, like three $15 gift certificates. So it's given out at random. So for anyone who's here at the end, you have the chance to win a $15 gift card from Amazon, I think.
Yeah, you have to stay though. You can't leave and then come back towards the end. It'll kick you out. I'm not sure if we got rid of that, but just as a safety, like, don't leave the Zoom, because I'm pretty sure if you leave by 6:15, it won't let anyone back in. So just don't leave the Zoom meeting itself at all.
Also, was it Taha and Yasser last time? You guys can't win again.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and start with the Kahoot, Ibrahim, 605.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the Kahoot pin number in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to share my screen.
So before you start, or actually while you're setting that up, so I see one person who's watching on the YouTube. You're gonna see this in like 30 seconds because there's a delay, but you can join us on the Zoom if you want, unless you're not like youth. But yeah, just a heads up, you can join us on the Zoom if you want to be able to win prizes.
Ibrahim, are you gonna share your screen?
Yeah,
it is. It's mine. You have to allow me to do that.
Sorry.
No worries. You're good.
Also, should we take a vote on allowing Muaz to play this week?
I'm not playing.
Oh, you said you weren't playing.
I think it's going to be pretty unanimous.
Last time, so I'm just not going to play. It's fine. It's cool. I need to put in the names for the raffle anyways.
Sorry. Okay, I got it. Go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Yes. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
Perfect.
Well, let's wait until everyone in the chat.
Yes. So there's a question in the Q&A right now. Do you guys want to answer that right now or wait until the very end?
We'll answer that towards the end.
Yeah.
All right. make sure everyone that you put appropriate names. We don't want to cancel any players because of inappropriate names.
Yeah, so far I don't see anything, but
Yeah.
Who's cool, dude? Oh, that's me. Oh my god. Okay.
That's a good idea. I should have done that, Alan.
What did Alan do? Oh yeah, Habibi.
He said I just went with like a name.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Smart.
Oh, we got 2 Tahas in the group.
All right, how many people do we have? 19, so I think we're missing one person. Now we have 17. Can you guys?
Out Taha without number without. So do you want us to kick Taha 2 or Taha? And I mean, it's a.
I think Baha was he'd accidentally joined twice, right?
Okay, so let me find the. Oh, it was already taken up.
Who's GTR? Do you like GTRs? Like Nissan GTR?
All right, we got 20 people. I think that's everyone.
All right, I'm gonna begin. No, we're still getting players.
Hey, should we raise the stakes for this? Like
Raise the stakes. What do you mean?
well, there's no stakes at all right now, but should we maybe repurpose one of those $15 gift cards?
I like yeah. You know what? Let's add a
Let's ask the group if you guys want to make whoever wins this. We save one of the $15 gift cards to whoever wins this. Just say yeah in the chat.
Honestly, hey, let's just add a fourth. Let's just add a fourth.
A fourth gift card?
Let's just add it, yeah.
Okay, let's do it. All right. Fourth gift card. Whoever wins this get a $15.
So whoever wins this gets a 50. Or we can either do we can either do a $15 for first place, or we can do like $10 for first and $5 for second.
Okay, I'm down for that. But do we have enough money for that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll pay for it. I don't care. I want to see some
I'm down to pay for it as well, yeah.
Let's do it.
Actually, yeah. Hey, let's split it. Well, me and you, Raz, will do 15, 10, 5 for first, second, and third.
Bet. Okay. All right. So there's stakes now. There's money. There's money to win.
Yusuf, you're not. I mean, wait, what? Why is Yusuf? Oh, Yusuf, you can still get 15 from this if you win this.
I think he won it last time.
Yusuf, the stake.
No, he got the random, I think.
Yeah, the stakes are upped every time. Also, if you
so this is different.
You send them
Never mind.
to all the panelists and attendees. Let's just start. Let's do it. So there's money to win now.
All right, here we go. All right. So just as a quick recap, Kahoot, you get points for answering quickly and answering accurately. So if you answer super quickly in hopes of getting the most points, if you get a wrong answer, it will set you back a lot. So make sure you look at all the answers first before you submit. All right.
If you don't know how to play Kahoot, what are you doing with your life? I mean, come on.
It's pretty straightforward, even if you don't know how.
All right, let's start.
Yusuf, you can win this. It is fair. You can win this week. It's separate from the random draw. You can't win that.
Ibrahim, let's start.
Yeah, go ahead, Ibrahim. Did anyone else get kicked from the game?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think a couple people got disconnected. All right, just copy the thing back in and put your name back in.
Ibrahim, what happened? Everyone just got kicked and your mic's muted.
How's that?
Yeah. Did you end the game accidentally?
I didn't. The Kahoot is still open.
Okay, so
everyone got kicked.
Wow.
Do you see
Okay.
any names in that list?
Okay. I'm gonna restart the game
Okay.
as I'm not sure what just happened.
Alan, how'd you know?
Oh dang, they're on to us.
Wait, so was everyone kicked from the Kahoot game or were they kicked from the Zoom?
The Kahoot.
Kahoot.
Oh, okay.
Start a new Kahoot game.
I did. I put the pin number in. Oh, I have to share
Disclaimer:
my screen.
Kahoot game is not discriminatory against any race or religion or color. So just putting that out there.
All right, I have my screen shared. And the pin number is 2076.
Oh, it's a different one. Sorry.
A different one now, yeah. 207-6510.
Yes. All right, we had 21 players last time, so let's see if we can get that up.
Yeah.
Two zero seven.
Oh, we're at 22 now. Mesh.
All right. Is anyone else still joining on the chat? I think that
We got 22.
23 now.
Rashid's still joining.
Yusuf Roslan is still joining.
Okay. All right. Yusuf, is Yusuf in? Oh, he's in. Oh, he's agent. Apple. I don't see that.
Oh, there it is. The agent Apple Mesh. All right, so last check. Are we all in? Is there anyone who still needs a minute?
Yeah, let's start. Let's do it.
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, let me.
Don't kick everyone out again.
Inshallah.
All right.
All right, so first question is a true or false, and it's a recap. Fasting is only about not eating and drinking. So I had this question up last time, so let's see if you guys remember the answer for this.
For those of you who are just joining, we actually have cash prizes for this, so make sure you're.
And you can still join the Kahoot game at the bottom. The pin is shown at the bottom. All right, good on you guys. It was false. Fasting is, you do also, not eat and drink during fasting, but fasting is about self-control. And so one way you practice self-control is about not eating and drinking, but the core is the self-control piece.
Adam.
Adam in the lead. All right.
Alan, third place. Okay.
It's not Moz.
Got it.
So we're good.
All right.
All right.
Not lagging anymore.
What are the benefits of participating in Ramadan? So it's easier to break bad habits. It's an opportunity to improve your appreciation for Allah. It's an opportunity to create good habits, and it is easier to improve control over your own body.
It's a trick question. They're all right. I'm assuming. Yeah.
Yep, they're all right. All right. Next question.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
completely different change in the top 5. Wow.
Jan in second place, Noor in third place.
Oh, wait, hold on. Can you are you supposed to click on more than one?
For certain questions, yes.
Okay, so we probably should have said that.
Okay.
It's select all that apply.
So in certain questions, there will be more than one answer. Last time, I think I had that, but you only had to choose one. This time,
you have to choose all the correct answers.
Yes. So this time you have to choose, which is why I said earlier, look at all the questions or all the answers before you answer the question.
Okay. Yeah. So there, it's like a choose all that apply, basically.
Yes.
So yeah, let's move on. Sorry about that.
All right, true or false? It is easier to break a bad habit than to create a good one. Think about this one.
I don't know.
Depends, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. So I put false here because it's a little bit of a trick question, but not really. It's harder to break any habit than to create another one. Why? Because your body is so accustomed to that habit that it doesn't want to break it. Versus making a new one, your body it doesn't have any relationship with that habit yet, and so that's why it's actually harder to break a habit than to create a good one. And so just some important information for the following questions.
Ismail make Jafara. Okay, never mind.
I just did.
Ahmad Qasabi in the lead. Okay.
Here we go.
Maintaining his lead.
What is the best way to break bad habits? And I'm going to say this right now. There is no best way. And so I'm saying that right now because it's a bit of a trick question, and I know it's easy to get this one wrong. There's no best way. So all of these other ones, they are good. They are good ways to break bad habits, but none of them are inherently better than the other, which is why I mentioned earlier that this particular question is a trick question. So all of these can be helpful and beneficial to you. So, and each one might work differently for different people. And so using all of them together, which is why I have all the above, that would be the quote unquote best way.
Just a disclaimer, Ibrahim's the one that made this Kahoot. So if you guys have any complaints, go to him.
You know what, Yusuf, that is a fair point. Although I still think all the above would be the better, with the most complete answer, given that it.
Now he wants your address.
Oh.
There are like 4 questions in. There's been 3.
All right. So true or false? It's easier to create a bad habit than to create a good one. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so the reason for why this is false is because just like it's harder to break a habit than to create another one because your body is already used to it. Your body isn't used to a bad habit or a good one, or it's the same to create either one. And so a lot of people think that it's a lot easier, to do bad habits than to do good ones. But in reality, it's all about your mindset. If you want to make good habits, it will be easy for you. And if you want to make bad habits, it will be easy for you. So it's all about your perspective and how you want to see this. Because it's not hard. It's not easier to do bad things than to do good things. It depends on what you want to do, and so you have to restructure your wants for this to be true. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Let's move on a little quicker just because we're on time already.
All right. What is the best way to create good habits?
You can answer in multiple things.
Yes. So this one was all the above. And so each one of these things can contribute to making good habits. Being consistent is a really big one. Making sure you avoid bad habits and you reward the good ones. And another big one is being realistic about what you can do and beginning small. Right. You have to practice humility to be able to break bad habits?
Yeah.
All right, it's true, yes. Because in order to intentionally break bad habits, you have to first realize that the habit that you're doing is bad, which takes humility, because you have to realize that you've made a mistake and that you need to find a way to fix it. So being humble is a very big part about breaking bad habits. All right. What does it mean to be grateful? So doing whatever somebody says, buying somebody a gift, recognizing, thanking, and showing appreciation to someone, or publicly praising someone. This one is a bit of a kind of a trick question, but not really. So yes, the most of you got this one. And so each of the other ones, all right, there are ways you can be grateful, but each of them, you can also do it for other reasons. So doing whatever somebody asks of you, you can do it, just to get on their good side and not to be grateful. Same thing with publicly praising someone and just buying someone a gift. You can do it. There are other reasons for why you would do that, but not for this answer, where you recognize, thank, and you show appreciation for someone. Right. What does fasting have to do with being grateful, creating good habits, and breaking bad habits? And so look carefully at all the answers. Yes, all of them were correct. And so what ties all these things together is that if you improve your self-control, you're going to be better, and it's going to be easier to create good habits, and it will be much easier to break bad habits, right? And so the core of it is humility and self-control.
Okay, Fed is second place.
What is the reward of those who are grateful for Allah according to the Quran? They become grateful for themselves. Allah doesn't punish those who are grateful to him. He will increase us in rewards and blessings, or it is better than praying 1,000 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's a
good. So all of them are correct except for it's better than praying for 1,000 months. Not because the Quran doesn't say it, it does, but that's referring to Laylatul Qadr, not being grateful for Allah. All the other ones are in direct reference to being thankful to others and for Allah.
What exactly? Before you move on to the next one, people are saying there's lag.
Yes, I'm seeing that.
What exactly is lagging? Is it the Kahoot itself, or is it the video?
Yeah, the Kahoot itself was lagging, like the screen recording was lagging.
Oh.
If it lags for everyone. So I don't know. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
It is what
he's saying the Zoom call itself, or actually
no.
If you want to start a good habit of reading and understanding the Quran every day, what can you do? So make sure you look at all the answers. Remembering the question last time about how to build good habits. Good. All right. So anything with friends makes it easier to do. So make sure if you want to do a good habit, you do it you try to get your friends into it as well. And that might be a good thing for them if they also start doing it. And beginning small, that's another big one. I know a lot of us, and me especially, I like to think that I can do anything at once, but once life starts happening and it gets a lot harder to do that. And so beginning small is a very big one for beginning a good habit, and especially this one right here. And the other two, reading the entirety of Al-Baqarah every day, is good, but that's a lot. That's a lot to do. And you should never give up on yourself if you accidentally miss something, because you can always do better the next day.
Okay, let's move it along just a bit.
You're almost done. How can you show gratitude for Allah? Right, all the above. Right? Do whatever Allah commands you to do, such as read Quran, taking extra time to thank Allah in your prayers, and reflect about what the knowledge that He's given you, and being thankful for what you have, and especially being thankful towards other people because Allah put them in your life. All of this falls under the category of being grateful.
One more second. Fed is moving up to third.
All right, we have 3 more questions.
More questions.
How can you show humility? What time is it? Good. You guys did really good on this one. Yeah. So if you tell other people about how humble you are, that kind of defeats the point of being humble, by the way. All right. So true or false? This month is like a study guide to practice right before a test. I want you guys to think about what that means. It's true. And so the reason for this is because it's easier to do good in Ramadan. And so the habits that you build in this month, it's supposed to carry over until even afterwards. Because if it's easier now, it's going to get a little harder afterwards. And so if you build good habits now, remember, it's hard to break habits. And so this is an opportunity to build good ones so that after this month is over, you can keep them going. Oh, Alma comes back to the lead. All right, final question, everyone. Let's think about the future. What will happen to our new good habits after Ramadan is over? And I kind of just gave the answer, but let's see who's been listening.
Yep.
Right. So we're going to keep being consistent with our habits and practice them until the next month. And so I'm just going to explain this one quickly. So we're not supposed to fast every single day of the entire year, which is why the red answer was wrong. And I hope that we're not going to replace good habits with bad habits. All right.
See who won. Okay. And $5. Noor with 10. Who's getting that 15?
Good job, Aller.
Supposed to be okay. Good job, guys. That was, you know what? That was partly on us because there was a bit of lag, and
yeah,
I should have told you guys that there was like you could pick multiple ones, but there's always next week.
We'll do better next time, inshallah.
And we're still doing a raffle at the end. So
right.
Still things to look forward to. Don't be too bummed out, Yusuf. Okay. But inshallah, so we're gonna get into our talk about Ramadan. And you guys know, for those of you that would go to the halaqas at Bilal, you guys know how I like to ask questions during my talks. So if I ask a question, it's not rhetorical. Do answer it. Inshallah. I'm gonna share my screen.
And I'll be moderating. So if anyone wants to, ask a question in the chat, you can. If you want to raise your hand, you can also do that.
You guys see my screen? It's blank.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, I hope everyone's Ramadan has been going well, inshallah. We are obviously in the second day, and I'm really excited and optimistic for this Ramadan, but I know for a fact that a lot of you guys might not be. I was especially like this before Ramadan, where I was really bummed out that, you know, we're going to have to, you know, there's no Taraweeh, there's no group of iftars. I'm going to like be stuck with my family for the entire month. And like, you know, there wasn't really much to be excited for, I guess. But so what I want to do in the next like 20 minutes, inshallah, is to really get you guys excited for Ramadan and to realize that what Ramadan really is. You know what I mean? It's definitely going to be different this year, but the reward is still going to be there. You know, the blessings of Ramadan are still there in this month, even if we are locked up in our homes. And we're going to talk about a couple of things, inshallah. I want to share with you guys. I want to start with a story that I'm pretty sure most of you guys don't know. I'm willing, if betting was halal, I'd be willing to bet that most of you guys don't know the story. I'll keep it short and simple. So there were two people who went to the Prophet to take shahada on the same day. So they became Muslim on the same day. One of them worked a little harder than the other one in terms of his prayers and his good deeds and whatnot. And he ended up dying a martyr. He ended up dying a shaheed, which is a big deal in Islam. The shaheed has, we'll go over him, but so one of them died a shaheed, and then the other one lived a pretty normal life, right? He didn't try as hard as the other guy, I guess you can say, and he ended up dying a year later than the martyr. And Talha ibn Ubaidillah, radiallahu anhu, one of the most famous companions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sees in a dream. He sees these two men in a dream, and the angel of paradise comes and admits the man who died a year later first, and then comes back and then admits the martyr, the shaheed, second. And then he comes back for a third time and says, Talha, irja, go back, it's not your time yet. So obviously Talha, he goes to the Prophet and he's wondering, you know, why is it that the person who died a year later went before the shaheed? And he couldn't, like, he was confused as to, you know, why this happened. And a lot of times we might think, okay, why does it matter? Like, if they're both going to Jannah, isn't that kind of what matters in the end? But like, if you think about it in terms of, you know, maybe not us specifically, but we'll see people like waiting outside like shops for days to like see the newest movie or to get the newest iPhone or whatever, right? People will want to be the first to do, you know, these things. And this is just dunya, right? Shouldn't we be more excited to, you know, be the first person to meet the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, be the first, you know, to see our houses in Jannah, to see our mansions. So, and this is what Talha's mindset, right? He wanted to know what this man did to get him admitted into paradise first. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he says, he asked Talha, he said, didn't this man die 1 year later? And he says, yes. Talha says, yes. The Prophet says, didn't he observe, you know, one more Ramadan than the martyr and, you know, offered more prayers and such and such? And he said, yes, Rasulullah. So he said, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, because of the observance of that one more Ramadan and the extra prayers and the fasting that he did during that Ramadan, the difference between them is greater than the difference between the heavens and the earth, which is crazy if you think about it. Like, one Ramadan took this man higher than a shaheed. The difference between them is greater than and for you to understand this, it's important to understand the status of a shaheed in Islam. So a shaheed in Islam, once the first drop of their blood is shed, all of his sins are forgiven. The martyr can see his palace in paradise before he even dies. He's not going to be tested or punished in the grave. He will not have any fear on the day of judgment, and he'll be able to intercede for 70 of his family members. And I didn't even mention all of them. These are just some that I chose to mention. So, you know, it's a big deal that this person that observed one more Ramadan was able, you know, to go higher than a shaheed just because of this one Ramadan, right? So, you know, if that doesn't get you kind of excited and motivated for Ramadan, right? That like the extra, the prayers and the fasting and the reading Quran that you do this Ramadan can put you higher than a shaheed, right?
Maz, can you explain what intercede means? Alan.
Yeah. So, so some special people will be given the ability to intercede for others. So what shafa'ah or intercession means in the context is that, let's say you're like, you have a family member or whatnot that is going to Jahannam, that is going to hell. And then like, for example, like this shaheed would be able to intercede on his behalf and admit him into Jannah. So it's a big deal to be able to intercede. Ismail, am I missing anything?
You can give example, like the Prophet Muhammad will intercede upon us. The Quran will intercede upon the people who read it. Like different things can intercede on behalf of on behalf of people. And it's mentioned a lot in the Quran. Like you mentioned the word shafa'ah. That's all I guess I'd have to add. Yeah.
And then, so that's the first thing. And then it's also, sorry, give me a sec. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, Allah frees people from hellfire every night, and that is every night of Ramadan. So every single night of Ramadan, because a lot of times what we do is that we'll take it easy for the first 20 days, and then we'll really kind of hit our stride in those last 10 days, especially the 27th night, because we're trying to hit Laylatul Qadr. But really, this hadith is telling you that every single night of Ramadan, every single day is an opportunity for you to be freed from hellfire. And the word utaqa, right? If I'm utaqa is almost like you're given like a free pass. Like here, this is your free pass out of hellfire. Hellfire will not, you will not go to hell. You will not see hell. From what? From fasting during Ramadan, right? If you really fast, then don't spoil your fast. And the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that Allah said, every deed of the son of Adam is for him except fasting. It is for me, and I shall reward for it. So this is a really big deal because it tells you the reward of the act of fasting itself. All of us have to fast during Ramadan, so we might as well, know the benefits of it, right? And fasting is actually the one deed that we don't know the reward of. And this is what this hadith is saying. Someone might ask, okay, aren't like every deed of the son of Adam is for him except for fasting, it is for me. So you might say, okay, well, isn't every single deed that we do, isn't it supposed to be for Allah? Of course it is. But what this hadith is saying is that we know every deed, every act of worship, we know like the reward for it, right? But fasting, it hasn't been told what that reward is. Only Allah knows how much of reward that is. So it's said that the person who's fasting has two moments of joy. One when he breaks his fast, right, during iftar, and the second one when he goes on the day of judgment and he sees his rewards for fasting, right? Because you didn't know what that is until that moment. And then also the cool thing about fasting is that every other act of worship you do might not be 100% for Allah. So you might be praying in the masjid and perfecting your prayer because people are watching. You might give charity because so people say that so and so is a generous person. But only Allah truly knows if you are actually fasting, because you can say that you're fasting, and then when you're alone in a room by yourself, you can eat and you can drink and you can do whatever. So the niyyah, the intention, is 100% for Allah when you're fasting. It's not for anyone else, right? So you might also be thinking, what exactly is what's the point of fasting? Why is it, we're told to fast, but in our deen, we're not told to follow blindly, right? Everything that's been prescribed has been prescribed for a reason. Everything that's halal and everything that's haram, it's to protect us and to be to help us. We talked about this in the halaqas, that things are haram because to protect us from them, right? But the point is, okay, we're supposed to fast during Ramadan. Why are we supposed to fast? What are some rewards of fasting? So if you think about what fasting is, right? Physically, your stomach is yelling at you. It's saying, feed me. Your throat is screaming at you. It's telling you, give me water. But your body is telling you to disobey Allah. But what does your heart do? Your heart tells your body to hold itself. Your heart tells your body, wait until Maghrib, right? So what's happening here is that your heart is taking control over your body, right? And again, like the entire, you're holding your body back from what it wants, right? So your heart and your mind are really in control when it comes to food and water. But then there are other urges as well past that, right? So all of us are young guys. So, sometimes when you're walking and you see a girl walking on the other side of the street. You know, sometimes you'll gaze and you'll fail to lower your gaze. You know, just like your stomach had an urge and your throat had an urge, your eyes had an urge as well, right? But when you looked, was your heart in control? You know, and a lot of us fail to do this. A lot of us focus when it comes to Ramadan and fasting, we focus on the no food, no water. But there are other urges in your body that you have to hold as well, right? Lowering your gaze, you know, not looking at something that is haram that you shouldn't be looking at. So, you know, most of us, we don't stop ourselves. We'll look, we'll feel bad. We'll say, you know, I'm so messed up. And the cycle perpetuates. You know, Ramadan is an opportunity where 30 days in a row, your heart and your mind are in charge of your body. Your body is submitting to your heart and your mind, right? You're crushing your needs and your desires only to make Allah happy. You know, you're not eating any food. Obviously you want to eat, but you're not because of Allah. You're not looking at something that you want to look at because to make Allah happy. So this is kind of the first reason why, for your body to really be in charge. And I think I have that on there. Yeah, your heart is in charge and your body's submitting. The second reason that I have down is that if you think about it, if you can go the entirety of the day to block yourself and deny yourself of the most basic and fundamental of your needs, if you're capable of doing that for an entire month, then what Allah is asking outside of Ramadan is a lot easier. You know, Allah isn't asking you to fast every day outside of, Allah isn't asking you to, you know, to do all this stuff. But what it is, it's almost like, think of it as like a training course, like an intensive training course in order, you know, for you to come be better out of it. If you think about, you know, police officers and firefighters and military, you know, those kind of people, they go to training courses, right? And they train, and, you know, you've seen the kind of like the drills that military and the Navy will do and all that kind of stuff. All of that is to prepare them, you know, for the war outside of the training camp, right? So if you want to think about it of, you know, Allah, you know, fasting, it's 30 days of Allah putting the shaitan away and allowing us to train ourselves. Train what exactly? Train our mind, train our heart, right? Train our inner desire, or train our self-control, right? In order for us to get stronger, so that when this month is over, we're prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually to fight the real enemy, right? Fight the shaitan and the control that he has over our nafs. So training for outside of Ramadan. And then Abu Sa'id narrates that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that whoever fasts one day, seeking Allah's pleasure, Allah will distance his face away from the hellfire for a distance of 70 years. You know, sometimes I look at these hadith and I think that can't be true, right? But yeah, because it's amazing if you think about it. But the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he doesn't exaggerate, you know, with these things. So with one day of fasting, your face will be distanced from the hellfire for 70 years. So if you're fasting every single day of Ramadan, right, and any good deed that you do during Ramadan is multiplied as well. So imagine how many years that you've put between yourself and Ramadan, between yourself and hellfire, right? Even though we might not be able to go to the masjid or see our friends or whatever, these rewards are still there during this month, right? So we should still look forward to that at least. You know, this is really, these 30 days are an opportunity for us to get all these rewards, to distance, you know, to be utaqa, to be people who are guaranteed that they won't enter hellfire, right? And if you won't enter hellfire, where else are you going to go? You're going to go to Jannah, inshallah. So this is why you should really, like, you know, be excited, inshallah, and optimistic for Ramadan. Before we go into next part, I'm going to recap what we've talked about. So, you know, be excited for Ramadan, right? The opportunities in it are still there, even if we can't go outside or see our friends. This Ramadan, one Ramadan can take you higher than a shaheed if you don't spoil your Ramadan, and it can free you from hellfire if you really, you know, put your mind to it. And the reward for fasting specifically is so big that only Allah knows what that reward is. And so fasting is a really, really good form of ibadah that you can do. And again, the point of it is to put your heart in charge and get you ready for after Ramadan, so that the good deeds that you start during this month, you continue on during it, right? And I want to talk about that point specifically because, you know, I said, okay, So there's opportunities for us to be freed from hellfire, right? There's opportunities for us to distance ourselves and whatnot. But how do I know if that's happened? How do I know if my Ramadan's been accepted? And the answers that I found was that for you to know if your Ramadan was accepted, see if there's been a change in your life after Ramadan, right? So the good deeds that you started, the Quran that you've started doing, if you're being more punctual with your prayers, maybe you didn't wake up for Fajr before Ramadan, and now after Ramadan you're waking up for Fajr, you're reading more Quran, you're not cussing, you're not listening to as much music. All of that are great signs that your Ramadan's been accepted. And if your Ramadan's been accepted, again, we talked about the huge amount of rewards that you get from Ramadan. So that's kind of a good note on if your Ramadan's been accepted. So that's kind of the first part. And then I want to talk about, I don't have any slides for it, but I want to talk about specific ways that we can take advantage of our Ramadan. Just a couple things. So I'm just going to talk about a couple habits, inshallah, that we start during this month and that they carry on and they'll benefit us in really good ways, inshallah. The first one and the most important one is read Quran after Fajr. You have to read some sort of Quran after Fajr. It doesn't matter if it's 10 pages, 5 pages, half a page. It does as much as you can do. Read some amount of Quran after Fajr. The amount, wallahi, I swear by it, the barakah and the blessing and the peace that it'll give you during that moment and throughout the entire day, you're gonna wish you did it every single day. Because the thing is, right, there's no distractions, obviously, right? And inna Quran al-Fajr kana mashhuda. Surely the recitation of Quran at Fajr is witnessed. So, the question is, witnessed by who exactly, right? No one's watching you, right? You're not out in public. You're not even with your, family and whatnot. So who is it witnessed by? It's witnessed by Allah and it's witnessed by the angels, right? And I was listening to a lecture by Umar Sulaiman, and he said that if you want angels to come to you, the best thing to do is recite Quran. Why? Because the angels actually, and I didn't know this, but angels cannot recite Quran. They can only listen to it. Only certain angels have been given the ability to be able to recite Quran. But most angels actually cannot recite Quran. They can only listen to it. So when you recite Quran, especially at Fajr, they're going to come to listen to it, right? And the blessings and the peace that comes with that, again, you're going to wish you did it every single day. So if you haven't taken anything from this lecture except this one point, it's to read Quran after Fajr. I'm assuming you guys are already waking up for suhood and praying Fajr, right? So it's an easy habit to start right now because you're already up for Fajr. Before you go to sleep, open up your mushaf, even if it's one line. It doesn't matter how much it is. Just get into the habit of opening up, a mushaf and reading. One other thing to motivate you about reading Quran is that outside of Ramadan, for every letter, not every word, but every letter that you read is 10 hasanat. And then during Ramadan, any good deeds that you do is multiplied, I think, tenfold. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ismail. I think it's tenfold, right?
Ibrahim, do you know?
What was that?
Ibrahim might know as well. I'm not sure.
I know for each time you glorify Allah, it's 1,000 times more.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure if it's, but the point is when you do deeds during Ramadan, it's definitely multiplied. So let's say it's multiplied tenfold. 10 times 10 is 100. So you're getting 100 hasanat for every single letter that you read. So if you're reading a couple pages, after Fajr, the amount of hasanat, the amount of good deeds that you're racking up is crazy, right? Again, take opportunity of these times. So number one, read Quran after Fajr. This is please everybody try to make this a habit, inshallah, that we continue afterwards. The second thing and the last thing that I'm going to mention is increase your dua and your tasbih. So Ramadan is a really good opportunity to really make any dua to Allah. Allah always listens to any dua that you make at any time throughout the year, but Ramadan is a time where dua is especially answered, and especially between I believe Asr and Maghrib. right? So after Asr prayer and before Maghrib, before you break your fast, any dua that you make is heard and it's mustajab, right? So increase your dua. And it doesn't, I'm not going to tell you guys specific dua, ad'iyat to make, because it's custom for every person. Whatever you want, whatever you're going through, whatever you think, you might want, make that dua to Allah. Get in a habit of calling out to Allah consistently, right? And then start doing tasbih, right? Tasbih is, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu akbar. There's different things that you can say, and I'm gonna share a couple with you guys. That the rewards of them are a lot. One of them is reading Ayatul Kursi after every salah. So for those of you again that were at the halaqas at Masjid Bilal, we would do this after every salah. We would read Ayatul Kursi after every salah. And why would we do this? The Prophet Muhammad said that whoever recites Ayatul Kursi after every fard salah, after every obligatory prayer, the only thing stopping him into entering Jannah is what? It's his own death, right? The only thing stopping him from entering Jannah is his own death. So reading Ayatul Kursi after every single salah is a huge like way to get hasanat. So read Ayatul Kursi after every salah and before you sleep as well. If you read it before you sleep, there will be a group of angels that will protect you from anything while you sleep. And then like I said, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu akbar, la ilaha illallah, saying those throughout the day, though, that's also good as well. And then there's this one specific one that I'll share with you guys that I really liked. رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا. Again, رضيت بالله ربا, I'm pleased, I'm content with Allah as my Lord, وبالإسلام دينا, and Islam as my religion, وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا, and with Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم as my prophet. The Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم said that whoever recites this 3 times in the morning and in the evening will be pleased on the day of judgment. Okay, you can whatever you want to think that means, it means, but obviously you want to be pleased on the day of judgment. And the cool thing is about this that I noticed is that these are the same 3 questions that will be asked to you in the grave by Munkar and Nakir. They'll ask you, Man Rabbuk, Man Dinuk, Man Nabiyuk, right? Man Rabbuk, Rabbi Allah, Man Dinuk, Dini al-Islam, my religion is Islam. وَمَنْ نَبِيُّكَ, who is your prophet? And you say Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So this is almost like a reminder to yourself of what are those 3 things. رَضِيتُ بِاللَّهِ رَبَّا وَبِالْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا وَبِمُحَمَّدٍ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ نَبِيًّا. The last one I'll share with you guys. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that is really cool. كَلِمَتَانِ خَفِيفَتَانِ عَلَى اللِّسَانِ ثقيلتان في الميزان حبيبتان للرحمن سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم. Arabic is really cool in the sense where there will be like poetic meaning to it, and then it'll get lost in English translation because there's a lot of rhythm, or there's a lot of rhyming in this hadith. But basically Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there are 2 words that are light on the tongue, which means that they're easy to say. They're heavy on the scale. They're heavy on the scale of good deeds, right? You get a lot of good deeds from saying it. And they are habibatani lirrahman. They're beloved to the most merciful. As in, Allah loves to hear you say these. What are they? Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanallah al-azim. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanallah al-azim. Glorifying and praising Allah, right? And exalting Him. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanallah al-azim. Easy. They're easy to say. They're heavy on the scale of good deeds. And Allah loves to hear you say them, right? So really get in the habit, inshallah, of doing that. I'll recap again. This is khalas, we're done. I'm just gonna recap again. So we said the first habit is to read Quran after Fajr. This is a must, and inshallah we all get into that habit, however much it may be. And then increase your dua and your tasbih. Increase your dua during Ramadan. And then we talked about the tasbih. You can say Ayatul Kursi after every salah. You can say رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا. And then subhanallah wa bihamdihi subhanallah al-azim. These are the 3 tasbih that inshallah you can start during Ramadan, and then that habit will continue on after Ramadan, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair, guys. That is it for me. I think we are going to go into some Q&As. I
Yeah,
couldn't
so,
see the chat, so I'm not sure if people ask questions.
yeah, so people have been asking questions. We answered a couple in the chat, so I'm just gonna we can go over those kind of like just answering quickly, and then we can like there's a couple questions that I think Ibrahim marked. One is that he wanted to answer it live.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go into like some of the questions. So is swimming allowed while fasting? Ibrahim said, as long as your intention is pure, of course, swimming itself is not forbidden to do. However, if you honestly know that you're going to swallow water before going, then you would need to avoid it. And then Anonymous asked, this is for future reference, are you allowed to get intimate with a loved one after it is time to break fast? I said yes. Take a look at ayah in Surah Baqarah, ayah 187, where Allah talks about that. But yes, it is allowed at night. And then Alan asked, going back to hellfire for 7 years because of fasting, does that mean someone can do haram things and then just fast and be okay? This is just a question. I'm not doing anything haram.
Okay. That's a really good question. So, and we'll get this question a lot where when we mentioned if you say Ayatul Kursi after every salah, right? Does that just mean like I can sin, I can sin the entire day and then just read Ayatul Kursi after every salah and then I'm good, right? The thing is, right, logically, if someone is sinning throughout the day, if someone has a habit of sin, they are not going to remember to say, Ayatul Kursi after every salah, never mind even pray. Like they're not going to pray. So the whole point is that it is a reflection of, your day and the relationship that you have with Allah, that you remember him after every salah, right? That you make that a habit. So same thing with the hellfire for 70 years because of fasting. The thing is, we all do haram things. We all sin, right? But you can fast as a way to forgive those sins. You know what I mean? So you might have, done these sins and you feel really guilty about them, and you can make istighfar and you can do all that, and you can also fast, and with the intention of that, getting rid of your sins, right? If someone's purposely, I'm not 100% sure, but if someone's purposely like sinning and doing all that, but with my
In the Quran, the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says, talking about a group of people, the Yahud used to say, وَقَالَ تَمَسَّنَا النَّارُ إِلَّا أَيَّامًا مَعْدُودًا. And the Yahud used to say, and the fire will only touch us for a couple of days. So what they basically used to do is that they used to do whatever they want, do this, do that, and assume that they'll be forgiven because of their status as Yahud, or that they've been promised Jannah or whatever. But that's not the approach to take. And Allah says multiple times in the Quran that you can't just assume that you'll be forgiven just because of who you are, what you believe, or what you say with your mouth. The actions come with the words.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. That's very true. Also, guys, make sure when you send something in the chat, you're sending it to all panelists and attendees. A lot of times you guys are just sending it to the panelists on accident. But
Adam, if you want to resend that to everyone.
Adam said it's also a very big sin if while you're doing a sin, you think, oh, it's fine, Allah will forgive you. That's worse than the sin itself. So Allah, you're not going to play games with Allah, right? He knows your intentions. You can't trick Allah. You know what I mean? So,
and at the end of the day, it's for your own benefit. It's not,
Okay. Are there any, I see a couple other questions. I don't.
So there was
you want to go over the live real quick?
There's two related questions. Ayan asked this morning, I was brushing my teeth and accidentally swallowed some water. Will my fast be canceled? And then I think Ellen asked, I'm not sure. Anonymous asked, oh no. Ellen asked, I think, about mouthwash, using mouthwash while fasting. So from what I know, and Allahu Alam, but I'm pretty sure that it definitely doesn't invalidate the fast if you accidentally swallow water. Like I've accidentally, like during fasting, I've accidentally eaten a whole sandwich, and that didn't invalidate my fast because that was not my intention. Although it was pretty convenient. So I'd completely forgotten a whole Subway sandwich. I just walked into Subway and got a sandwich.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and then I realized, like, oh wait.
I'm fascinating.
Yeah.
So Yusuf asked the mouthwash one. As long as you're not swallowing anything, it's fine. That's why, for example, gum, you can't chew gum while fasting because you're still swallowing like the sugar and whatnot, right? So you cannot do that.
It's the same thing like the question with is it okay to swim? Well, first off, if you swallow mouthwash, it's not good for you anyway. But if you know that you're going to swallow it beforehand, then that knowledge trumps using it. and so you'd have to find an alternative. But if you know how to use it safely, and you know that you're in control when you use your mouthwash, then the point of mouthwash is to clean your mouth. And there's a big emphasis in Islam about being clean. And so I know different scholars, they have their recommendations on, whether it's okay or not okay or not okay. And I know one strong opinion is that it's better to avoid it, to avoid the risk of swallowing it.
Right.
But just know that if you swallow it, it's not good anyway. So.
Okay. There's one more question. Guys, if you have any other questions, put them in the Q&A, or if you want to like ask it, you can also raise your hand. But someone asked a good question. They said, are we allowed to listen to rap music or any kind of music during the time of fasting? In the last lecture, we kind of went over the whole music during Ramadan thing. We said that we're not muftis. We can't give a ruling, halal, haram, but with everything that we've said, right, about you being able, this being an opportunity to enter you into Jannah and to free you from hell and all the hasanat that you can get and whatnot, you don't want anything to spoil your fast. And music is definitely 100% going to spoil your fast. And the thing is, right, like, I don't like the question of is music halal or haram, because a lot of times when people ask it, they're looking for an answer. They're looking for the answer of halal. So if you tell them it's haram, they'll go to another person and ask the same question, right? It is, by the way, it is all shuyukh and muftis like agree that any kind of music with profanity or cuss words and any of that kind of stuff, it's haram. So that's not even debated, right? But then the debate is all about, okay, what if like instrumental, what if love songs, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to get into that. We're just going to say music is going to spoil your fast. It's not going to be, you really want this to be a month of Quran and reflecting over the Quran and whatnot. And you can't do that while listening to music. So you kind of have to make that decision on yourself. Like, which one do I want more? Which one do I value more?
I want to quickly comment on this. Something that I realized just from my own experience is that the things you do, subconsciously, they like, if you have ever had a song stuck in your head like all the time, with me at least, it's because I generally like to listen to that song all the time. And so when I started to read and memorize Quran, that slowly started to be replaced with getting Quranic verses being stuck in my head. And so gradually, I realized the more you build good habits, the more they will stick in your subconscious. And that's a big reason for why music is gonna be detrimental to your fast. Because the more you do that, the more that's gonna be stuck in your head, and you want something else to be stuck in your head, and that's the remembrance of Allah.
Good. Does anyone else have anything else they want to add before we go into the raffle?
There's a couple more questions. Can you listen to music? We just answered that. Gift cards. We're gonna be taking care of that soon. Someone said using the bathroom. What do you mean by that?
Like, is it like, can you do that while you're fasting? Of course you can.
Yeah.
Or are they using the bathroom?
So with more than.
You have to still do wudu, but it doesn't
break your fast. That'd be terrible. Okay, we'll go into the raffle, but I want to mention the last thing on music as well, just so you guys don't think we're making this up. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that the believer cannot have both music and Quran in his heart at the same time, right? So you really make that choice. Which one do you value more, and which one do you want more? But really during this month especially, try to lean towards Quran more than anything. Okay, we'll go into the raffle. I will share my screen again. Okay, so we have all of the names of like anyone that's registered, but like half of them aren't here. So if someone's name pops up that's not here, we'll just go to the next one. Bismillah, let's go. Yassine, is Yassine here?
No way.
Wait, but he got it last week.
Yeah, he can't. Never mind. He got it last week.
It's rigged.
This is so rigged.
If it gets Taha, I'm gonna be mad. Muhammad is still, is he here?
I don't see him. Oh yeah, he's here. He's here.
He is? Okay.
Let me let him. Allow you to talk if you want to talk, Muhammad.
You should make them talk to make sure they're actually here.
Yeah, Muhammad, unmute yourself and confirm that you're here. Muhammad, ايش تسوي? Hello.
Okay, he is here. Okay, congrats.
You want 15? No worries, Muhammad. Let's see that your mic doesn't work.
All right, cool. Next one. Bismillah. Faris. Pretty sure he's here. Is he here?
Don't.
Faris, are you here?
I don't see him. He might have dropped.
Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, he did get fourth in the. He was playing in the Kahoot. I remember him earlier.
Dang.
Dang.
All right, so
Check in the. You can check like the attendees, your participants.
oh, like yeah, he's not on the list.
Oh, he's not here. Dang. See, guys, that's why you don't leave. I'm kidding. I'll give him the house in the one. But let's go on to the next one. So there's still two to
We have one more. We have one more left. Okay,
two because Faris isn't here. All right. Oh, Bibu. Oh, Ibrahim. Is he here?
Not me.
Ibrahim, are you here?
I don't see him now.
Dang. That's rough. He told me he was coming. All right. There's still two to win. $15 gift cards. No name. Cool. We're doing that again.
Wait, what?
There's just no name that popped up. There we go. Muhammad bin Hammam. Is he here? Muhammad bin Hammam is not here. We move on.
Y'all gotta stay.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't think this is like all 50 people that registered. There's no name. Yeah, next time we'll just do this to like the 25 that are here. Hassan I don't think he's here.
Yeah.
Okay. Bear with us, guys. Ahmad, he's here.
Yes, here.
Yes, sweet. Okay. Cool.
Let me unmute him. Oh, he already he raised his
Yeah, he's
hand.
definitely here.
He's ready.
He's been here since the very get-go.
Yeah, dude, you deserved it.
Mabruk Ammar.
Book. You can.
All right. Cool. So there's one left. If you don't win this week, there's always next week and the week after. Muhammad's not.
No, he's not here.
Yeah. If you don't win this week, the prizes every week get bigger. So if you don't win, he's not here either. If you don't win this week, there's bigger prizes next week. Come on, we need one more. Rashid. Where is he?
He was here.
Oh, he's still here.
He's here. He's definitely here. Okay, cool.
He's
All right. So everyone that got picked, you guys get $15 gift cards. If you also want at the Kahoot, we'll email you guys those as well. So don't worry about that. Next week, inshallah, stop sharing my screen. So next week, inshallah, so we're here every single Saturday at 6 p.m. They can just use the same link, right, that they register with, like when they register.
Yeah, I think so. That's probably a Alma question though.
Okay. But we definitely will be here again every Saturday at 6 p.m. Put it on your calendars, free up your days, 6 p.m. Thank you guys for bearing with us. I know you guys are all probably really tired from fasting and whatnot. May Allah accept our fast, inshallah.
Did you, Muaz, did you note down everyone who got the $15?
Let me do that. It was Ammar, Faris, Ammar,
Muhammad Ishtawi, and Rashid.
Cool.
And Alan.
I wanted you to win. I promise we don't discriminate against Kurds. It's just a very low chance of winning. All right. Jazakumullah khair, guys. You guys are free to go. We'll see you guys next week, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Oh, Rashid, sorry. Rashid.